I'm grabbing your, I cleared, okay.
All right. Anybody tired of this repetitive ass song yet? Because I am. All right. Let's go.
Abruptly cut it off. Nice. All right.
Yes, I wrote it. I can abruptly cut it off.
That's right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Third Time Thursday. Joined as always by the man himself, Mr. Fib. Busy week. What's going on, Fib?
What's up, partner?
Sir, and
what a big
very
week.
Special guest. Yeah, huge week. We're gonna talk all about it. All about it. We're gonna yell at you for a little while, but don't worry, it's coming.
Yes, I'm ready.
And also, special guest today. Some of you might know him getting your ass whipped on the track from Miami Nation. Some of you might know him as Sir B. Rad. What's going on, brother?
Yeah, what's up, guys? I just go by Bradley, but it's good to be live with you guys.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you jumping on with us. Why don't you, those that might not know you, tell us a little about yourself, maybe outside of photo finish if you want, maybe how you found the game, and a little bit about your barn.
Man, I found the game like when the stylish studs were minting, and I was minting some just garbage, and I was like, man, and I had just got into NFTs. I had known about NFTs previously. You know, I've been in crypto for a long time. Since 2011, I got my first Bitcoin, and even before that, I was like, I was crypto curious, you know, since like 2009, 10, like right at the beginning, and it was so hard to get in. But I ended up just minting a couple of things like that were just some obscure projects and just a little bit, you know. And I read everything about the stylish studs, and I was like, all the goals for the team and the project, I was like, with the experience that I had with the other projects that were out there, I was like, there's no way that any of this is going to be possible. And this is just another project with like high hopes and a lot of they're going to develop a game, and they got kind of an ecosystem and crown. And I was like, man, I'm going to just hold off on minting, but I'm going to keep an eye on this. And then, I don't know, 4 months later or something, I was like, you know what? This seems like the real deal. And I just kind of jumped all in and never looked back, right? So I just built up a barn. I pretty much realized that, in my opinion, most of the horses are going to lose. So if you don't have the best of the best horses, you're going to be one of the other, you know, 10 or 11 horses that race that lose. You know, per race, there's only one winner, and the rest of them are losers. So you gotta get the best of the best. So I ended up just picking a pref category and just kind of rolling with it, and just kind of try to build up some really high boost stuff from there. So that's kind of how the barn got its start.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, well, you mentioned, you know, there's a winner, and then there's, you know, up to 11 losers or more. I typically fall into the loser category, so I appreciate you, you know, sticking to one category, letting me kind of avoid that category. Any real life horse racing, thoroughbred experience before photo finish, or just with the game itself?
Man, I like watching the Kentucky Derby every year. So we're out of the Miami Valley region of Ohio. The Miami Indian tribe was native to this area, so that's how we got our name, Miami Nation. But you know, horse farms are big around here. Horse racing is huge in Kentucky. It's huge in Kentucky, and I didn't really have much experience. I love video games. I love horses. I like watching some horse racing, but I never like thought about managing horses until this game came out and I started getting into it. It's like addictive though.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I grew up at the track, been hanging out there since I was 2 years old. I started off going for the ice cream cones and stayed for the trifectas. Shout out to the everybody in the building, man. We got some homies out here. Sakis over there and Kick.
Wait,
Valkyrie, what's up, Lacey? We got
yes, what is up?
Boss
What is
Man.
up?
Ian's in the chat. What's going
Ian's
on,
in the
Boss
chat.
Man?
Dude, Ian might be joining us on stream.
Yeah,
cool.
Boss Man. If you need the link invite, you can probably get it from Fib, or I can send it to you.
I sent it
MJ's in
already.
the building. MJ, hope you're feeling
what's
better,
up?
brother. Good to see you. Doctor
What's
Strange
up?
over there on YouTube. What's up, Doc? Come make it a kick count. Come make a kick account, brother. We're hanging out over here, keeping the water nice and warm. But yeah, man. So yeah, thanks again for joining us, Bradley. Appreciate it. We'll look over your horses here in a little bit. I like that White Lightning horse. That was actually my nickname at one of my old jobs.
Okay.
Yeah, I worked with a bunch of crazy Jamaican guys, and that was my nickname. They needed something done quick. They just sent White Lightning, man. They know I'm out. But Mr. Fib, man, I know you've been a busy beaver. What's going on? What's going on at the office, brother?
I've just been staring at basically a CSV for like 3 straight days, but I think that you get to stare at the same CSV that I've been staring at pretty much now since I posted it in the PFJC. That's for all of you guys in the chat that have a photo finish PFP and you're in the PFJC, the photo finish jockey club. You get a little glimpse at the schedule, and we fielded it there for feedback because I think we can see the way that we have all the data broken down that it's definitely there's a lot better, fuller coverage with the way that it's being generated. The way that it's generating races is way more pinpointed. And then we provided 2 different schedules there. Basically, one is completely procedurally generated using our new method of generating races. The other one is the exact same, except all of the procedurally generated claimers are deleted, and instead is sort of a 3-day progressive circuit of claimers, which I manually created and inputted into the schedule. So kind of some options to look at. It's not going to be it's not going to be like a vote or anything, but you know we're looking for like glaring holes and seeing what people think about either one. What makes sense. We want to try out, we want to try things out, especially with claimers. I believe that claimers are basically, because it's such a self-selected type of race, it's kind of hard to generate a claimer schedule using pure kind of like archetype and grade, and to choose to enter your horse into a claimer, it's hard. It's like it's a player elected decision on a lot of levels that elude some of the ways that we've been generating the schedule with other metrics. So I think that so basically it's like something that I think would be best. I personally think it would be best as sort of a bespoke manual schedule where feedback's incorporated from the community, and we just kind of like dial it in over time. We like keep iterating, get it better and better and better.
Oh yeah. Speaking of better and better and better, this show keeps getting better and better and better. Shout out to Doughboy, by the way.
Doughboy.
Latuda's in chat. Watcher, what's happening? And yeah, let me give him the old.
Pull him in. Yes, what's up, Ian?
What's going on, boss man?
What's up, Ian?
This is like when we go to the scene for the Weather Channel. Wait, whoa, hey, we're printing. It's a bumper sticker now. Let's go. Support the show.
Support the show. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's so funny.
Oh, it's hilarious. Well, he is taking up my advertising spot, but we're gonna let that slide for now.
Very useful.
Scam, don't scam.
It's a scam. You get a free NFT.
All right. Well, impromptu visit from the boss man himself. I don't know if he can hear us or talk yet, but yeah, Fib. So continue, my brother. You've been hacking away at the claim. Oh, you can.
Sorry,
You can.
I was
Okay.
muted.
He can talk. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Richie and I mean, I've been handling the claimer schedule, you know, in the manner that I basically could handle, which is semi inefficiently, but I think in a way that hopefully makes sense. And then, you know, Richie came through today, helped me clean it all up, and we finally got it formatted so that we could get it into the schedule. And it feels pretty ready, barring any major loop like holes that we've missed somehow, which is sort of like what we're leaning on you guys to tell us if you guys can see something that we couldn't catch while we were designing this. We think that it's pretty tight, but you know, we need your help. We need your help to look at it. You know, we're interested in your feedback. So
I was
Well,
going to
I'm gonna
ask
go
you,
through it.
Fib. Like, I hadn't even. Yeah, I know not many people have looked at it yet, except it seemed that it went to 24 hours though. There was no more of the dead. Like, we do need to fix that if that's true. I don't think we actually want 24-hour.
that shouldn't
Right?
be true.
Yeah.
That should not be true. Actually.
Okay, so when people were just saying, "Oh, that's," I
No,
just saw a
it's
few posts. They were like, "Oh, it was UTC or something." Is that why they said 24 hours or what?
I think they're not parsing the fact that the time is an offset from all the times that are listed there are offset times. So they're not actually like the distinct.
I'm gonna download it and look at it.
Yeah, they're not actually like they're not actually like the flat time that that you'd see in there, kind of like the day, hour, minute, second values. Actually, in the CSV, those are that's the time from when the season starts, which technically is for season 4. It would technically be July 3rd at 10 a.m. So all of those times are 10 a.m. Plus whatever the offset is, essentially. So they kind of all these races occur, I believe, within like a 2 or 3 hour window every day. The way that my particular schedule is designed.
All right, looking at this CSV, so yeah, I see the basically there's racing from 0 to 2 on EST, and then racing from 2 p.m. to midnight. So that's more. I don't think we used to stop at 10, right?
We have midnight. Is midnight's on there? That's if midnight is on there, that's not right.
This
Yeah,
says
it's usually
time,
10 Eastern, 10 to 10 Eastern time.
It says time EST right now, and it's basically saying, if I'm looking at it right, a 0, so midnight to 2, and then 2.
Oh, what you're right, but what you're looking at is the offset. Like runtime offset is the time off of 10 a.m.
Okay, well okay, sure. So then the label's wrong. It should not say time EST. That's actually time offset.
Oh, is that what it shows?
The header says time EST. That's probably the problem. And like you're saying though, no, it's probably a time offset from start of day.
Yeah, that's interesting. That must have changed when.
So that's why you're seeing.
Yeah, that's not really what mine looks like. Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting.
10 p.m.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That's a little weird. I guess we need to look at what happens on stage.
Yeah, I think it was the export. It must have been the export, because that's not exactly how it's designed. Like in my sheet, for instance, like I can send you that later.
Always the exporting. It's never the importing though. Just always the exporting.
Always the export's fault. I mean, Lacey Valkyrie's saying it's UTC, but I don't know. I mean, the header says EST, which is what's worrisome. So we'll look at it, make sure.
Yeah. We'll do one more pass. But the thing that you can at least gauge about it is that all the time. I mean, the time should be relative. Like the interval between the times should be relative, at least correctly relative to itself. So it's possible that it got shifted or the header's wrong, but like the actual hours that were inputted, like unless the values somehow changed, like in formatting, it should be what it is, which is basically
I'm looking at stage right now, and the mate on it's 10 to 10, 10 to 10 Eastern.
It is working. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, working as intended. I mean, you know, done by Fib, done by the team. What else?
Well, that's actually there's two things there. I mean, like the entire schedule proper was kind of like generated by this tool, so that would have been a deeper problem if that was not true. But the claimers that I created by hand are definitely within like a small window. You just have to be able to find that
I think you're being a little harsh on yourself. I don't know if I'd say you're a tool. I mean, you're doing a great job. I mean, you're out there doing the best you can, you know.
Yeah, that's relatively accurate.
Relatively.
Grandma over on Grandma Horse Racing, who, by the way, is a, you know, normal, regular horse player, handicapper. She's awesome. I know her from a handicapping show. She wants to know who is the guy who looks like the Three Musketeers, the Artagan? I don't even know who the hell that is. That is Bradley. He's an owner, racer here on Photo Finish. Guy underneath him is Fib. And then the CEO, boss man down at the bottom, that's Ian. But yeah, so we do this every Thursday here, live on Kick, live on YouTube, live on Twitch. But come on over to Kick. This is where we belong. And yeah, we got a race coming up here. Well, 17 minutes. So anything else we need to go over with the schedule? I looked through it. You know what I was looking for because I got syndicates to answer to. Nice to see the price ranges stay nice, right? The sweet spot looks good. Everything was good there. Trying to hope I can find some more races for my horses that I think the new schedule will definitely help that.
Yeah, I think to sort of just give a little bit of an overview, and not that everyone's watching or everyone's on Discord or whatever, but I really have spent a lot of time this week trying to learn what these guys have been up to. I've been telling the folks in the Discord as well, I'm finally getting some more time to be more hands-on and sort of understand the lay of the land. And so it's been really interesting to see a guy like Richie. If people that don't know, we hired Richie relatively recently, 3-4 weeks ago. And he had worked at Glue Mobile and EA Sports for a long time. Before that, he was actually like in finance stuff, all kinds of like economics and stats type of guy. So real good with numbers, real good with spreadsheets. And then for, the past like 5 years, he was one of the lead PMs, the people that operate the live ops of MLB, Tap Sports, baseball. And so, I think while he was there, he grew that game from, 15 million annual revenue to 100 million annual revenue. And so he's really, really dialed in to I think they often pushed hourly updates to their audience on baseball. So he really understands that live operation thing. And so what you see here is it takes a long time for a guy who's been working on baseball for 5 years to understand horse racing, to get it going. But it was really amazing to see him operate. And basically the first 2 to 3 weeks of his effort here was just constant requests for data, one after the other. Chris, hey, I need a dashboard that shows me this. I need this. I need this. He's like, you can't fly blind when you're someone like him. And then over time, he's got all these analytics, and then seeing him sort of pick apart and tease apart the problem here, which is like all these different populations of horses that have little bitty wrinkles that they're moving up and down. They break out of the maiden, or they need to be handicapped, or they need to be added weight because they've been on a streak or whatever, all this kind of like intricacy, and seeing him sort of tackle that problem with data. So I've been really impressed. This is, again, sort of one of the first passes of like his designed system, which not excluding claimers, we'll talk about in a second, but like in essence, trying to get the population a more straightforward and very clear set of races. And I know that his new generation, is not using a lot of the randomness that was there before. It's very much data informed. And so you're seeing like hundreds and hundreds more races in the new schedule that were not there before, which I hope will, again, we'll keep dialing. We're never done, but this will get it better. And then as Fib was alluding, the claiming is sort of the other angle that we sort of let Fib run with, which is, as we've learned, it's just a really compelling game mechanic, especially here early, where there's like, the great studs went ahead and retired. And so now there's a lot of people playing around with the Bs and, the A minuses, and claimers are like a really fun game mechanic. And it's like, okay, so we really want to just get more and more and more of those, making it easier. And like Fib said, the progression of like, okay, well, I'm going to win a 10K claimer and I'm going to try 15. Ooh, I lost him. Okay, I got to go pick up another one at a 10 and try and get him into the 15. And just kind of almost doing the NFT degen flipping, idea, but within the, the realm of horse racing. So anyway, pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. And, I think early on too, the biggest problem, and maybe for me and other people I've spoken to, a lot of us came in trying to build barns, trying to get stables up and running, me, multiple syndicates. So, claiming races were just kind of out of the question, right? Because it's like, well, I didn't spend the time and wait for these tickets and run them in betas to run claimers, right? So, but again, right, you move fast forward, right? Your main stud's retired. You figured out what you got, what you don't, what's not good. And now you just say, you know what? I could drop this guy into a claimer. I'll risk it. Or Now you start diving into the marketplace. You start finding that 10K claimer. You start flipping it into a 15, right? I mean, yeah, now there's all these different angles to kind of take that I think people will take more risks, as time goes on, especially while we're waiting, for the first batch of foals to get on the track. Bradley, you mess with claimers much?
Man, I'll tell you what, I didn't know anything about claimers. And anything I had that I was like, not, I don't know, from the time that we had fine fillies and we bred them or whatever, if I decided, hey, it's not in the pref I want, or it doesn't fit or I don't need it, I've got this other one that's better, and I sold it before before the game started. So just try to stick with horses I really love, and probably some of them were overpaid for. And I do not have any interest in putting them in claimers. I want them to breed them and to stud them out, and to roll with them for long term, just to breed them and to see what I can build up from there. In the future, once I get some more foals, I probably could get into it a little bit more. But for now, I really haven't. I know it's been a huge topic, like how the schedule and everything to do with claimers. We've been talking about it for months, and I just haven't been that involved with that aspect.
All right, so from a non-claimer perspective, then, I mean, how are you finding racing for any horses you might have left? I mean, are you on the sideline a lot? Are races getting canceled? Are you getting races every day? I mean, what's happening with the rest of them?
Yeah, man, I'm getting races. I just had 4 today. I just watched, and I've only got 8 horses, and I think out of the 5 of them I entered for the day, I think 4 of them ran, and I haven't had any trouble with the schedule. I think the schedule has been pretty awesome from just running a barn perspective, running a stable. I haven't had any try. I always put my horses in, and if I think that they're going to be good at this distance, or I've got one horse that I just recently we recently picked up, and we just kind of playing with it, putting it wherever. And once I get it kind of dialed in, if I'm like, man, this horse is good at these 2 distances and really not at anything else, I will just kind of narrow that window down with what I want to race with it. And if it's 3 days in between races, like, I just deal with it. I don't think it's that big a deal. If you've got a few horses, as long as you're putting them in, and I do have races cancel all the time, 1 or 2 a day that get canceled, and I'm like, whatever, just throw it in the next one.
Okay.
And even with this population that we've got, like, there's not that much, there's not that many players, and there's not that many horses right now. It's probably the smallest population of owners and horses that there's going to be, and I'm not having any trouble. I think it's great.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I find it for most of my archetypes that is the case. There are some times where I feel like I am waiting 3-4 days, but again, it could be also my fault, right? If you double up on archetypes and you have 2 RDFs that happen to overlap on distances, sometimes you might get stuck with it. So like you said, if you run multiple horses, if you're running them twice a week, each horse, I mean, I think that's kind of a reasonable ask, right? So yeah, that's good. I was just curious, from a non-claimer perspective, but I know claimers are the big things right now. We speak about it, right? Real horse racing is something like 70% of the real horse racing is claimers.
Yeah.
I don't really think
in the
that
US.
in the US, sorry. I don't want to piss off the overseas guys.
I'll get you all over the benchmark system. That's way better than claimers.
Yeah, Sparky's about to at you, dude.
My bad. But you know what I'm saying? But it's good to know. Like I said, there is tons of racing still going on. But one good aspect another good addition we actually had this week, maybe you can brush on this, Ian, is the progeny tabs finally here.
Yeah. The longest running.
Yeah, no more coming soon.
Coming soon screen in the game. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
That ticket was like just sitting in my inbox for like 7 months or something. Yeah, I was just looking at it. It was awesome. Like, I was just looking at Miami Nation here, RT. It's like, oh, okay, Buffy, a heck of a mare.
Oh yeah,
I just wanted to see what happened.
Baby.
Yeah, Buffy was my baby. Yeah.
And then now it's like, oh, okay, cool. I look at Buffy's foal. It goes to Buffy's foal, and then I'm like, oh, cool. Then I could go, oh, okay. So he did Walter White. He actually went, with the heavy RTS, super stud, and super mare. I was like, oh man, that's going to be a strong horse, you'd think. So yeah, it was cool to, like, dig it in and finally actually go through it. And then also the addition of, you just click on the stat screen, and that's what I do all the time now, and just like search for Miami Nation. It's like there's definitely a bunch of UX that's helpful now to get there, and more coming for sure. But yeah, this is a good looking good little filly here.
I think so. So in V2, right? If you played the game in V2, you have like just head and shoulders advantage breeding over anyone that didn't, because I bred all those horses. I bred every single one of them. I retired them on day one that you could in V2, and I bred. And I mean, at the end, I was looking at like 100 breeds like every week. Like, this is how that worked. This is how this worked. This is what I need to do when we go live to get the most success. And I just came up with the formula of what is just like does not work and what appears to work. And people that haven't, I mean, they're just going to be learning, right? It's just kind of a learning curve. And yeah, I decided to go with the strong S there for that breed. Absolutely.
That is a strong breed. I don't want to brag over here or anything, but take a look at Mr. Grandin over here. Hey,
Walter White,
yeah. Oh yeah. He was pretty good price.
It was. I think it was like 280 or something. I was like, you know what? With the kickback and the stimulus that we got from Papa Ian here, I was like, you know what? Let me put it back into the game, right? Let me pay back.
I like that coat too. A little like kind of basically a gray, but with some sort of brown. It's pretty wild. It's good looking. What was the click on the mama there? What did Paige look like?
So the Mama Bear was nothing special. I mean, she never raced, so we don't really know. But I mean, A+, a little lackluster on the start. I'm okay with the speed there. The
what kind of matches
whatever.
did she have?
Looks
does
like
it look like 2, 3?
Is that 2?
Yeah, 2.
Yeah. What's that? Click on Paige. I just want to see what color was she white? Okay, yeah. So she was gray, pretty much a straight gray, and then it looks like the new one pulled in a little of that brown from. Yeah, you can see like a little bit of the highlight. That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, so I figured, you know what? I want to take a shot. Walter White horse, right? The elusive Walter White. Said, hey, why not? But yeah, it's no Buffy's foal or anything like that.
Do we have it? Like, I haven't looked lately. Like, within the water cooler talk of the Discord, what's the strongest, most hyped foal to keep an eye out for?
I saw
all threes.
I saw
somebody went out.
I saw P bred some monsters, but that was.
I heard that like the dude came out of nowhere with the S+ or something.
Yeah. So that's right. The
Lewis.
No, whoever runs the Breaking Bad stables picked up Lewis. If it isn't Lewis, I don't know if it is or if it isn't. But that filly ended up getting bred with Churro, right? I think that was the only breed external that horse got this time. And but yeah, there's quite a few S+s out there now.
Yeah, we got 20 S+ foals according to the gap data.
What are those numbers?
What numbers? Yeah, so I guess these rankings are based on, I guess they're taking the parent rankings for the distance data, the gap ranks or whatever.
Okay.
I don't really know how they calculate these. I don't know if I'd put too much stock into those, but obviously
scroll up. Are those aligned with like start speed, whatever?
What's the header on those?
The header. Oh, you guys don't see that. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's like just out of the screen.
Shit. Hold on.
Can almost see it.
Yeah, I'm like squint.
There we go.
There you go. Okay. At
now it makes more sense to you guys. Okay, because I'm like, all right, yeah, okay.
Well, yeah, I was sitting here. I'm like, are those not the grade numbers, are they? Like, I started getting paranoid. Yeah, I was like, they don't make any sense, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. Somebody scraping the data. Do they know?
Oh, yeah, that's not what it looks like. So I was like, oh no. But yeah, okay, got it. So that's their own internal rank at the distance. That's awesome.
Yeah, for the regular horses, it just ranks here, which is actually pretty cool, right? Because it. So for me, I guess I'm on the S+s. This was kind of nice because you want to take its eyeball with like nothing special, but then every now and then you look down here, and even before the retirements, I mean Joker, my A horse was actually 10th overall with 5 furlongs, and that horse makes an insane closing move. So he should get a little play on the market. He's got the cool little two-color, two-tone coat.
Yeah.
It just picked up his 8th win. He's been a little bit of a heater. Cooled off. I throw him in some dumb races sometimes, but he's got some. I gotta watch him run. This is why I love the 600 handicaps, the 700 allowances, because I'm like, you know what? I can't find 5 furlongs, but you know what, little guy, get out there and run 4. I don't care. You're not gonna make your move, but I'll run you freaking the opposite direction sometimes if I have to, just to watch him run. So.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't retire him right away. I'm glad to see that there's people still racing, because a lot of people are like, "I'll retire everything, get started." I'm like, man, you only get Gen Zero once, right? So
Yeah,
I
and
just want to see how some of mine go.
There's a big stimmy budget there too. Like, I mean, if half the people are racing, then all the same amount of crown is still in the racing schedule. So
right. It's a value prop.
I'm racing.
We gave
you a little decision. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. It was like, yeah, let's just, this sort of makes people have another strategic, like, well, do I think breeding's worth it, or do I think racing's worth it?
Well, I did retire the weekend moderator horse.
Weekend moderator.
Yeah,
that was the freebie, right?
I had to recover some money. Because the cool thing about this horse is that he has 0 siblings, which is why I actually grabbed him, because having 0 siblings pretty much means that a lot of people will come tap him, even because he is good, and people will notice I ran him like an asshole. So like they'll realize that he does have really good blood, and like I said, no siblings. People can come tap him, randomly and try to get a good upgrade. 3-star, 2.5, 3 stars, 24.5 boost.
Good with all the matches. That's good.
That's a good stud. It's a good horse.
Did you get that from third? Was that a third-time horse formula?
Yeah, this is when I was cursing Peeb for getting that damn Henrietta horse. But
I remember breeding that one. I remember those 2 PFPs.
Yeah, everything has a way of working out, in the end. So,
does it have any progeny yet, or no?
Yeah, actually, it has. It's
nice.
It had a little bit of play, a little bit of action in the barn.
Click
roll
that
around.
tab. Oh man.
Yeah, so well, we'll see. I actually didn't even hit it internally because I was going to use it with Steph's Kiss, but I was like, you know what? I'll wait a little bit.
Things I didn't think I would hear today.
What is that? Is that like a horse? That's not a horse industry term.
Official term.
I think it is.
Could you head on?
Should be.
Indianapolis Downs. We got to hit it internally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
we're gonna be hitting it internally.
People are like, yo, I tap into mischief for 250K all the time, man. Like,
yeah,
that's true. I tap top.
Fib, what are you doing this weekend?
I gotta hit it internally. Man.
Hit it internally, bro. Yeah.
I can't meet you guys out tonight.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's gonna be a horse name in your barn now.
Yeah. Hit it internally.
Hit it internally, stables.
Oh my god! Well, we may have walked into cancellation territory, but thank God there's a race coming up finally.
Yes, you've triggered all of our intrusive thoughts. We have no control, and here we go.
Whew, all right.
Anticipation builds.
This is the third time Thursday Stakes.
Support the stream.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Please clap.
Please clap.
Please clap. Yeah, I do want to give I think it's not entirely clear inside of the schedule. I did kind of want to go over when we get a chance, maybe after this, if you want to run this demo. Yeah.
And they're off. We join this breaking interruption of whatever the hell we were talking about for third time Thursday Stakes racing. Out to the lead, there goes Berserker, comes heavyweight in second. Back for third, there's Free Love, and I'm real rusty calling races. Country Legend got out there in fourth, Baja in fifth, with Gallows gonna round out the top 6 here. But we did get through the top 6 on the leaderboard, opening quarter in 22 and change for Doughboy Racing's Free Love as they hit the top of the turn and head for home. And announcer's curse falls apart like a cheap suit, and Berserker goes right on by to take the lead. Country Legend there as well with Gallo. It's Berserker, Country Legend, and Gallo, these 3 to the wire, but it's going to split them here in the final 8. Country Legend with Berserker. It's going to be Country Legend, and held off is Berserker at the wire with a quick bomb.
0-0-1.
Wow, action don't even go by. Berserker takes his one home over Country Legend, and I don't remember who took third. What a race.
My love is sticking like
Country Legend's a good
That's dope.
Wow.
Dude, Stenz's silks are really crispy, dude. I gotta give it to him. Look at that shit.
Gallo. I wonder if that's named after Joey Gallo from My Cousin Vinny, maybe.
Yeah, I
Callow.
was like, Callow. Oh, Callow, he's
Vincent
dead.
Gallo,
He's
the
dead!
actor.
That was the first thing that came to my mind, my girl's mind too, when
Yeah.
we saw that horse's name.
Joey
I'm a
Gallo.
big My Cousin Vinny fan. Seen that 100 times.
Are you?
Yeah, I love it. Love that movie.
Whew.
Great.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei looking very beautiful in that movie.
Yep. Yep. It's a
Oh.
great Seinfeld sort of side story when he falls in love with her while watching it again and stuff. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
George.
Yeah.
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 Good call there, Mo. That was a good race.
Thank you, sir.
0.001.
I like
I
it.
thought
Tight finish.
sometime about
like some of these
making
did go
those
up.
actual frozen photo finishes, like actually, wait, hold your bets and all that stuff. But I don't know, it's just so much work, and I kind of like that we settle it right away, so you don't have to sit there and wait for 5 minutes. But
Yeah, sometimes I cheat. I look down at the Woodbine overlay, as
numbers.
I call it, the overhead, and I'm like, who's got the biggest burst? And I could have sworn right there that Country Legend was going to sneak through. So I was actually trying to bait the call of like, oh, on the Bob, but and he never did it, So sometimes we get screwed. But yeah, so we got another big race, 7:50, 8 o'clock, the Gulfstream Derby. So what
If you
else
go
is
back
going
to
on
that-
in photo finish
See, if you go
land?
back to that race, Mo, like you said on the Bob, I remember writing down a bug right when we started this that there is a chance that our system will not catch a Bob. So what happened to the photo finish? Somebody mentioned that too, right? That got broken, right? Like the slowdown? I think Fib
Did it?
mentioned that. Yeah, it used to slow down, right? But I think when we redid some of the track stuff for Churchill.
Yeah, I think the
broke it.
photo. You're talking about the zoom, the actual photo finish zoom. Yeah. didn't
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
So
So,
because that would have been one where
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it should have frozen
That's
for
definitely-
sure.
definitely should have
Yeah,
picked
all right. Well,
Ooh.
at some
Country
level, it's
legend.
kind of like, just let it run fast so that no one can analyze. But anyway, there is a chance that the Bob could be incorrect. Obviously, what the game says happens is what actually happened, but the visual could be off, especially in a case of 0.001. But hey, you can't tell here.
Right.
So it's fine.
I mean,
Draw
what
a
happens
line
in photo
there.
finish stays in photo finish, right? So
What happens if that's sort of my worry is like we would zoom in and freeze it and show it, and it would be wrong.
yeah,
But-
so I'm not
This is
gonna
wrong.
pause it
Fine.
and zoom in.
All
and do
that time,
stuff.
we just
Nah.
make the wrong call and just wait.
And we zoom in on it. We highlight the wrong call.
Yeah,
So
that'd be
that was
dope.
why I wrote it down, because I knew it
People
was
would love us.
possible. That the animation, their heads don't know what the times are or any of that stuff. So anyway, it's
I'm
small.
glad you
Ooh.
guys worry about that kind of stuff because, like, as a racer, like I don't, dude.
Yeah.
Looking at the screen, like I look at the mostly just the little numbers at the bottom to see, okay,
Yeah.
this one's picking up speed, and then just whatever it reads, like boom, boom, first, second, third, like that's
You'd
That's
rather
the
live. You'd
result
rather
to
live in
me.
the Matrix. You're like looking at the ones and zeros dropping down the screen, and you're like, I
Yeah.
see that.
I mean,
Oh,
I kind
thank
of do
God
that.
you went
whatever
down
one
that
from that
matrix. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen them before where I'm like, oh man, I this horse is gonna take it, and the result comes, and I'm like, that's what happened. Like I'm not gonna go
Yeah.
to the screen and be like, oh, on the screen it was like, oh, it was this much. Like I would never even bother with that. But I can see somebody that would, so that's good that you guys are hyper focused on those details.
Oh, dude, Ian is like, Ian will pick out anything. Like he'll see. He's got like X-ray vision, dude.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot. It definitely got ingrained in me. Like, I think my internal clock runs at like 240 hertz or something, because I can definitely catch stuff. And a lot of it came from, I directed all of the motion capture shoots for Madden for many years. And so like that stuff is happening at full football speed. And I didn't like coach football. I mean, obviously I watched it, but I didn't even play, right? I mean, my grandfather was a coach, but so it came to this thing where I had to be so focused and watch, because like if their arms were in the wrong spot, if anything happened like during this move, we had to do those shoots in Vancouver, and it's like I'd find out, I don't know, I'd find out like a month later that the shot was wrong, so it got to this point where like I had to be like super anal about these animations, and you're looking at 25, 30, 40 frames of animation that you just like have to be perfect. And that's all Madden was just thousands of these animations that have to look great. They got to blend right, they got to look good. So that's definitely ingrained in me. I mean, there's still stuff in our game that I'm not crazy about that I'll eventually get to.
It's not just
but-
video, Ian. It's not even just
Yeah.
video. Like you talking about like
Oh,
say, like
no.
nitpicking,
Everything.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like
Yeah.
Ian like just sees like, but it's like it does just make
There's a good point
things way better though. Like it does.
There's
it just,
an interesting thing. I just watched it actually 2 nights ago, just out of nowhere. I was up really late and just happened to stumble upon the Steve Jobs initial iPhone presentation, and his first reveal, and it's like it's a banger. Like he just slays everyone in that room. It is obviously one of the best unveilings of anything. But at one point he's going through. I'm trying to see if I can like find a way to show this. He's going through like the.
You can send me a
contacts.
link.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's like it's an hour or something long, but he's going through
Your popcorn
He's-
chat.
he's going through his contacts, and he's scrolling the thing with his finger. This is the first time this has ever been done, and everyone's like, "What? Oh my god!" But then he keeps doing this. He goes, "See that nice little bounce, that inertia?" Like you could tell he was so insane about like how the screen animated to its rest and recovered in its time.
yeah.
And there's things like that like I'm similar about, just like the time it takes for a button to recover to its rest. I mean, it just like you get addicted to
The
getting
feel,
that stuff
man.
perfect.
The feel,
they
the
call it
feel
the-
does matter so.
In the game industry, they
much.
call it the juice. If you want to know the industry term, but it's like adding the juice.
I like it. The juice.
Yeah, it matters. So if you scroll like to like I don't know about the 10-minute mark, I think is when, or maybe it's when he has the phone out. You'll see he's like, so there's him opening it. Everyone's like, what? Like it is wild to think about what a difference this phone was.
You want to know? You want to know my? You want to know my gaming
you know?
hot take, Ian? My gaming
Yeah,
hot
what's that?
take is that the reason that Sega failed and Nintendo succeeded was literally the juice. I think
No.
there's some
the reason that
Sega failed because of piracy.
I think
Nah.
Sega failed like at least in
Oh, yeah.
part because so many of their games had no juice. And
No,
Nintendo,
they
all
failed
of
because
Nintendo's
they
games
had
juice.
no sports.
Okay,
and
yeah.
and Sega CD was just not.
But like
and,
all the
and
like
32X.
They
like
didn't
Sega,
have Mario.
Sega games, like
Yeah.
Sega, like the Sega team games, like Sonic games and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like even through none of them had juice. They're all like poorly
Genesis
controlling.
era had some pretty good stuff, but yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, we got the race coming up here in a minute.
I just remember
41 seconds.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog, I thought controlled pretty bad.
It probably did, but when I was
Yeah.
like that
When you're a
age,
kid, it's
I
cool.
did not
Yeah.
give a rip. I was
Yeah.
pretty young.
I was
Yeah.
similar. I liked it, but then also like a game that's built on the speed. It was
And it's
never
2D.
like
You can't
it
see
was
what's in
never
front of you.
it was never precise enough. Like that was the thing. It was like you would get on these cool runs and then just run into spikes, and you're just like, what?
Right.
Like it never. If you ever played Trials,
Yeah.
the dirt bike game, that was like kind of a perfect version of Sonic, where it's like getting the flow and the physics right. You can nail a level at perfect speed without ever failing.
Did you
I
ever
don't
play
think you could
Uni
finish.
Racers?
Right.
No, I don't think you could finish a Sonic level without dying, or running into spikes, or
Yeah.
stopping.
Yeah, that's true.
Which was
You had to
always
memorize
annoying.
them. It was at odds with itself.
But even then, you would always stop.
Oh, we got
That was
rugged.
always weird. But did we?
We got rugged.
It'll come through. Give it a little time.
Hold up now. What in the world?
Sometimes we have.
Oh wait, it might be because I had the multiple windows. Sometimes that happens, or it used to. It hasn't happened lately.
What?
That's weird.
This is the Thursday Cup.
Yeah, maybe because it was moved.
It was moved.
Yeah, the schedule still puts up between 4 and 5. Okay, wait, hold on. We got something.
I got something loading on mine, but I don't know what it is.
Come on, baby.
I'm gonna
We pray. Everybody post prayer hands in the chat.
prayer.
Come on,
prayer
chat.
emojis.
Give us your energy.
Yeah, we need prayer emojis in the chat. Prayer emojis in the chat.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Sowers is here too. What's up, Mike? Riptide's in the chat, driving home, listening. Appreciate that. Seika's still here.
I don't see the video on our server
Night Saturn.
unless I'm looking in the wrong spot, which I could be.
And the watcher is watching.
Yeah, Watcher
figure.
drop prayer hands. Thanks, Watcher. That's one prayer.
One
We need
prayer,
more prayer hands. We
one
need more prayer
donation
hands.
equals one like.
Yeah, post a rosary in the chat, please.
There we go. I throw my prayer hands in there.
Yeah.
Just
you.
like a
Thanks, Brad.
prayer, I take you there.
If you want a pro tip, go back to the races. I'll show you how one way to kind of do this. Go to one that's finished.
Well, that's
Okay.
It
finished.
looks like my camera got disconnected.
Oh yeah, Fib, what happened?
Fib
no.
also rugged.
I'm here in voice though.
Go down to
in
like
spirit.
Alice Springs there. All right, scroll up. Let's see, is that one loading? For all videos, is Amazon down?
Come on, Amazon.
Not again.
1 hour a week. 1 hour a week we do
What in
this.
the world? What is happening?
Oh, I'm so back. We're so back.
We're
Crypto is
Hey.
so back, by the way. Do you guys see these numbers? These
Dude,
pumps?
We are doing
It
numbers.
made my
Insane
day.
pumps? Yeah, because
Made my
the
day.
SEC lost.
Dude,
They
that was
lost
glorious.
in pathetic,
Ripple.
cowardly fashion to the
Yeah.
rug that is Ripple.
Simmer down.
Yeah, you know, and it's like they deserve, you know.
So like I'm
So
clicking
back.
back
That's
on
right,
the.
Six. We're so back, Six. We're going straight to a bazillion million Bitcoin.
The one that just ran that succeeded that we just watched is not loading for me either. Or is that because it was the stakes that we just watched, right?
We watched the stake.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, and the cup didn't load.
Because Cup is in flight, but yeah, so like the stakes isn't even.
Oh wait,
loading,
no.
so I'm-
Yeah, nothing
What's
loading
running
now.
right now? The allowance. The Hoosier allowance.
we have like 0 server issue or errors, so I'm thinking it's some sort of Amazon outage. But let me see if I can find it.
Oh,
Good timing,
Amazon.
Bezos.
Yeah,
So is
1 hour a
Amazon
week.
like? Is this common? I didn't think this was common with Amazon servers, but
We've been having
No,
some
it's not.
outages
And mostly
recently,
it's us.
actually.
It's mostly
yeah.
us. All right, so here's the pro tip. If you go to the one that's the one that we want to watch.
Okay.
Uh,
I gotta check for deals on the marketplace. I'm addicted.
Oh yeah, no.
so go to the
Not right
Thursday
now,
Cup.
Mo.
Buy another horse.
Okay, now buy the horse, Mo, and then go to the
Peer,
cup.
peer pressure, you.
Yeah, go to the Thursday Cup.
Okay. Click into it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
And so then up there, your hyperlink of the URL of this race, you see it's like season 004, blah, 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 right?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yep.
so before that, blow all that out and
Like
type.
Everything before season 0004.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And we're going to replace it with cdn.photofinish.live /production/videos /season. So that's like a direct link to the vid. And we'll see
cdn.photofinish.live/production/videos/season 0004 - blah 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 blah.
Yeah, that should be right. See if you get anything.
All right, chat. Only here on Third Time Thursday, you get the pure alpha.
That's the alpha.
I mean,
the
it's, yeah.
hack.
If you just inspect the site, that's what you would see too. But if it's loading,
Don't bring logic and reasoning into this.
yeah. if it's loading, then it's good. If it's not, because like I said, on my site, I'm not getting the other one.
It's loading.
Now people are saying it's loading.
Oh, great!
It's because the prayers. It's
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
I'm telling
here
you
we
guys.
go.
Oh, those prayer
Madonna.
hands.
Yeah.
Madonna
Thank you,
did it.
Riptide. Those prayer
Yeah.
hands.
Thanks to everybody who prayed,
Pepe
all the
prayer
prayers
hands.
out there,
Mm-hmm.
the believers.
Thoughts and prayers. They
Yes.
changed the fabric of
They
this
did.
game.
Once
All right,
again.
we'll hand it down to the
Yeah, they
track on
changed
this
it
major
once
race.
again.
Head down to the track with the call.
All right, for those of you watching Judge Joe, this is the Third Time Thursday Cup race in progress. Out the gate, there goes Star-Lord, Dwayne down at the rail, also showing good early speed. In between horses, it's Loggerhead in the Yellow Silks, followed by Knight Saturn, and Radagon, distracted by butterflies here in the opening turn. Out in last, as they head around the first turn, it's Victory Stables now being joined by La Jolla. And yes, indeed, chat, I just learned how to pronounce that
Yeah,
the right
nice. Well
way
done.
last week. La Jolla, not La Jolla. Who the hell says La Jolla anyway? But back to the horse race as Dwayne shows the way here as they pass the clubhouse for the first time. Dwayne by 2, then comes Star-Lord. Everybody wave to your current leader, Dwayne, as they pass for the first time. Hopefully they'll remember to go around again. The 11 furlong race heading right on the dirt. Dwayne up front, break of 2.5, joined by Loggerhead. There comes Star-Lord on the inside hip. Knight Saturn with a ground-saving trip down at the rail, and no change from Radagon. Still with about a country mile to make up. Half mile and 51 and change. Around the sloppy turn they go. Dwayne there, just still doing his thing with Loggerhead now trying to advance off the rail. Knight Saturn, no change there. Star-Lord actually drops back a little bit. And Radagon still in fifth. I keep saying sixth, but it's only a 5-horse race here. 3/4 in 117, and we got 5 furlongs to go. Down the backstretch, Dwayne had an easy ride here for most of the turn, but now Knight Saturn's off the rail and looking for tail, with Loggerhead there as well, and Star-Lord. Anybody race here as they head to the far turn. Dwayne now being challenged by Knight Saturn. Loggerhead finds his next gear, but Dwayne's trying to holding on for dear life. Dwayne, Loggerhead, Knight Saturn. Now Loggerhead said, I've had enough, and yoinks the lead. Loggerhead by a length and a half. Knight Saturn in between horses. Dwayne falls back. Star-Lord there's got to find some room here, but Loggerhead's starting to find something. 1 mile in 1:43, and Loggerhead opens up by 2. Loggerhead off the top of the turn. They've hit the top of the stretch, and they're heading for home. Loggerhead is increasing with every step as Knight Saturn is in sputtered mode, and Dwayne is called it a day. But Loggerhead is now trying to make it look good, getting ready to put on the roses. Wait, not that race. Not yet. We'll see in a little while for that one. But it's going to be Loggerhead for the win over Dwayne and Knight Saturn. 4-1-3, order of finish.
Star-Lord pulled a
No
hammer.
roses for this one. Sorry, that was a premature rosulation.
Carnations.
Yeah, that was a premature coronation. Shout out to Don DeSanto and YouTube chat. What's going on? Big A, Crypto Doozy. I'll come over to kick. Come on over to kick.
Dwayne.
That was a good race, though. Good race.
La Jolla. La Jolla.
Yeah, this is the official chat here at Kick, right?
This is the official, yeah. I mean,
That's what I'm looking at.
The
Yeah.
official
That's
chat.
what I'm looking at.
Star-Lord, no. Star-Lord.
Star-Lord pulled a hammy.
He
Oh,
did.
man.
The Force wasn't with him today.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got one more race coming up here at 8 o'clock. I know Doughboy had a really good question. If anybody else has any good questions before we head out after that race, now would be the time. Maybe you got a minute and 20. Maybe you can answer it. With the new schedule coming up, lifetime conditions going to be a thing anytime soon, or what are we thinking?
I don't see any reason why not. I mean, I think that those are super compelling to as a way to do matchmaking. In essence, is that okay, you only have less than 3 wins. You're able to compete with similar horses of that type. I mean, I've said this a lot. Like, I really want us to get to the point where we're experimenting a lot with different styles, seeing what's filling, seeing what's not. I think being able to post those races and notify users that they've happened, that they're there. That's one thing I'm working on actually this week, is like trying to get emails out to users if they subscribe to them that, like, hey, something just popped up for you. Because that's the other thing, is like, if you're not buried in our Discord, it's just kind of tough to like know that, hey, we're trying to experiment. Or, there's a big race, or wagering is open. We're starting that stuff in the Discord, but I'm trying to connect that to everyone's actual account. But yeah, I mean, believe me, I love that stuff. I don't see any reason why not to try them and have all kinds of different races. We throw in 2 a day just to see if they fill.
Totally, like little exhibitions, all sorts of things that we could play with that. It's like now, and once we feel like we have the schedule more dialed in, I mean, it's definitely like we can turn that page a little bit, hopefully. So
yeah, good job on your camera.
Yeah.
All right. Fib is rugging us again here. We got.
Oh, it's Elvis and Moonbag.
Gulfstream. Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Elvis, the Derby champion.
See, now Brad's making me feel better because now he's rugging with his camera. See, it happens to everybody. See, guys.
Down to the track.
All right, for those of you that were watching the great ruggeting, it's the Gulfstream Derby. Nightcap. It's Zach breaks out best of it all with Galad. Then comes Nevada Smith. Elvis out there in 4th with Moonbag in 5th. Influencer back in 6th here. And I don't know who the 7th horse is, but one day we'll try to figure that out. Which, by the way, reminds me to bring that up with the boss man after this race. As we get ready to pass the wire here for the first time in this 9-furlong left-turning affair on the turf, track is yielding and racing is good here on Third Time Thursday. Opening quarter in 24 and change. Thanks for filling those races, by the way. We do appreciate it, because otherwise, Fib gets stuck talking to me for the entire hour, and nobody wants to hear that. Back to the horse race. It's Galad. Beautiful horse now opens up by 3.5. Then comes Moonbag. Zach still down at the rail. Ground-saving trip. Elvis, everybody's favorite from the Derby not too long ago, sits in 4th. Still can win this one. Now moves up into third. Just likes the sound of my voice. Makes him move faster. Nevada Smith back there in fifth. Influencer, no change there. And the number 7, still dead last. Distracted by butterflies. Half mile and 54. Down the backstretch we go in this grade 1 nightcap. Moonbag still looking for a challenger, looking right, looking left. Now he sees Elvis. Elvis down at the rail, starts to advance. Moonbag, Elvis, pick a horse, any horse. Elvis is trying to make a move here and goes right on by the leader. Now it's Elvis's race to lose. Elvis up top, Zach is in full bore as well. Moonbag there trying to get re-rally. But as they come off the top of the turn, it's Elvis. It's 1 for the money and 2 for the show. But is he gonna win this one? Go, go, go. It's Elvis past the 8 pole. It's going to be all Elvis with a hunka burning win over Zach and Moonbag here in the Gulfstream Derby.
Elvis by far.
Good jeans.
The Elvis puns.
Yeah, dude.
He'll step on my
blue
foot shoes as he comes down the stretch.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You ain't no symbol of hound, no. That horse is something, man. Holy crap. Every time I watch that horse, same move every time.
Let's look at the history of, I mean, Soulmate, this guy has been studying spreadsheets nightly for like 18 months. So obviously you'd expect that he has found something. But what's the bloodline of, how did he crack this code? Wow, so it's not even
he's got the banker.
Like ultra match, but he's got the banker. But
yeah.
There's no other match, right? Is that a 0 match?
It's just like the rank 190 fine fill. It's not like, double digit
number
fine
10
fill either.
From out of nowhere, from a small town in America. Elvis.
From out of space. Yeah.
From
Just
Poughkeepsie, New York.
Yeah.
Catskills, New York.
Catskills.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I mean, even the ticket,
and
right?
not even full stars, right? I mean, LDS. Yeah, you're right. The ticket, I guess it's that temper. Maybe he's rolling well. He's not.
He's on it, man.
I can see Soulmate is, has what do they call it when you train a horse? What's when you break it? He's broken this.
Yeah.
He's out there in the barn
negated
daily.
the temper. Yeah.
I mean, the horse just consistently runs well, I mean, it's got that 3 speed.
Well, if the horse is consistently running well with 0 temper, you're going to have to give that to Soulmate, aren't you? I mean, think about that.
It's all
right?
him. I mean, but look at the history though. It's it was pretty struggles there look at that ROI for the first 15, 20 races. He was brutal.
Yeah, he said, look at that up only chart now. Look at that.
I mean, the up was, of course, the Derby was huge, but but the other big, he looks like he won some other big ones.
Yeah.
He has the God candle of the Derby.
I'll tell you, so I had some giant candles there in the beginning. The restricted stakes were like the most expensive ones, and I have some horses that just won a lot, and then once we tempered it down to making the restricted stakes not worth as much, all the candles are a lot smaller. It's kind of funny to see it in the history of the earnings.
Do I have a way to send you a link here? Because I wanted to unveil this on the stream for you, Mo, which is the trophy. It's not done, but it's pretty close to done, and I thought you could.
Yeah, you can either send me the link, or I can even have you share your screen. Sure, that would work somehow.
I'm gonna put it on Dropbox real quick and just. It's not that big a deal. Somebody else sees it, but
does anybody else do this, by the way, while Ian's setting that up? Because I actually really want those check marks and kind of like we have here with the FFs, where you can remove the fast, remove the good, yielding. Does anybody ever just use the keyboard and just go start at the early? And just kind of go down, just because you can see, visualize the progression of the horse. When do they fall back? When do they move up? I love doing it. I don't know if anybody else actually does this.
No, I haven't seen it. With the arrow keys, you do that? Is that what it's doing?
Yeah, so I use the up-down arrow, because once you select early, you could just use and I can remove whatever, other data you don't want to look at. And now I just kind of visualize it in my head. Okay, so 7, right, he gets out, boom, falls back. A little bit of a move, right? But then you just kind of, you don't know what dot everyone is, because sometimes they overlap. But you can see sometimes one gets sucked back, one get, pulled forward. You kind of assume that's the move. But yeah, I found this actually very helpful. Even here, you see a 10, he's got that massive move from a ton of red dots pushing forward. This is something that I kind of like to do with, what you guys gave us. So just curious if anybody else does this.
I think I dropped you the link. All so right. Yeah, if you want to see it, we can see Soulmate's inaugural first stab at his one of one collectible NFT that literally no one else will ever have.
Sent to me on
pretty
Twitter
jazz.
or Discord.
I put it in the StreamYard.
Put in the
You gotta get out of here.
Oh.
StreamYard chat. Yeah.
I tried them. Forgot we're
Nice.
professionals now. We have private
Yeah,
chats.
StreamYard, yeah.
Hey guys, my 2-year-old is acting up, and I gotta go take care of some things. So hey, it was great to be with you guys.
what it is,
Thanks
Brad.
for having me.
Yeah, good to meet you, man.
In
In
it
real
was
life.
great to chat with you guys. Right, virtual.
Hell yeah, Bradley. Appreciate you joining us, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
easy.
Chat,
You guys
make sure
take
you
care.
check him out on Twitter. Give him a follow. Good dude. And thanks again, man, for coming to hang out.
Take
Yes,
care,
indeed.
guys. We'll see you.
Hold on a second.
Wait, am I not supposed to be doing this? Am I going to get banned?
No, your search history said, "Are animals born gay?" That was your.
Wait, seriously?
Yes. Someone's gonna freeze frame it, dude. When you put in the headbar, the first thing that came down was, "Are animals born
Dude,
gay?"
I'm telling you, dude.
Listen,
Ian sees all, dude. He sees all. You just gotta
I
watch
told
out.
you, I got that frame right, dude.
Bro.
I snapped your ass.
That's a good. Hey, man,
love
it's a philosophical question, dude.
No,
Are
actually,
they?
it is.
Are they
No,
not?
it's
But,
funny.
yeah.
It's because no, I moonlight. Listen, I do a lot of focus groups and debates, right, where I get paid, and a lot of them, it really is a debate on like whether or not I don't want to get into this on the show as to whether or not humans may or may not, and animals is always a big discussion. So that is why that is in that is in my searches, because I was curious. I'm like, I don't know if that's actually true.
Dude, you're asking the big questions, dude. That's how you free yourself from the Matrix, man.
man.
All right.
Oh my god,
Great,
that's
dude.
amazing. All right, here we go. Unveiled.
Yeah.
Your emails are shown there. You're getting doxxed if that matters to you. I
In
don't
light
know.
That's
of,
fine. Those are professional emails.
Those are
yeah.
burners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're professional.
After
Oh,
asking
so
an
funny.
important question, we visit.
I'll stop laughing, but yeah, here's there you go. A quick early look at the most valuable NFT in Web3 is what I hope it will be eventually.
Oh, totally.
This looks great.
Yeah, it looks
look cool.
amazing. That's
What
for,
was
yeah,
this-
Soulmate, I hope that you're enjoying looking at your trophy here, brother.
Look at this.
What was this done in?
And graded.
You guys know?
We actually used Unreal for this. Yeah.
You made the
Unreal's got
model in
lighting.
Unreal?
No, we had a 3D artist model, but
Oh,
yeah, it's a normal 3D model. But we actually did the render in Unreal.
Yeah.
'Cause lighting's a lot better than Unity.
oh hell yeah!
But there you
That
go.
was
Elvis.
great, man. Wow, beautiful. Yeah.
We'll have some music on it. We'll score. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I got like some sort of cover of Elvis.
In a word immortal. Have you ever seen that one, Mo?
No,
If
that
you
a
Google
movie?
that real quick, I'll show you. No, it's an NFT.
I'm afraid what's
like,
going to show up on my
Yeah,
on my
let's just
search
go ahead and
history
do-
now.
yeah,
I'm
let's Let's see. Yeah, go ahead and Google that, Mo. Let's see.
There it is.
in the word.
Yeah. in a word immortal.
I'm just gonna type it really fast on my any crazy
Oh,
other
yeah,
search
we saw
history won't
everything,
show
yeah.
up. All the good shit I do incognito, so don't worry about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a word, immortal.
In a word immortal. Yeah.
Am I average? No. Is that what
Am
you're
I
searching?
In my average.
It's amazing. In a word immortal. Maybe you got to put NFT.
Oh, NFT. Always got to put
Okay.
NFT nowadays.
That's not it. I thought that's what it was called.
I'm talking about that one 3D artist
yeah,
that does like the crazy.
No. It's like so. Then add Cruyff to the end. So you know how to spell Cruyff? Sorry, CRU, YFF.
Cruyff.
I thought it was called
Cruyff.
In a Word Immortal. Yeah, that's it. Try it.
Cruyff card. Wow.
In a way, immortal, not in a word. Okay, so yeah, if you look at that top one, the first
First
FC
ever.
Barcelona NFT.
Oh yeah, first
This guy.
700K. Yeah, and we could obviously assume
Look at
that.
this guy. I looks like your average NFT collector.
NFT buyer, and he's in there flipping XRP right now.
Yeah,
Where's
he
the
put,
video?
actually it's 693K in XRP tokens.
He rolled it right in.
Yeah.
Now, if you scroll to maybe like the second link or something that was in there, go back on. That's Sotheby's one. That one that should have it. Or there you go, YouTube. That's it, YouTube. This is what I was like kind of impressed by in terms of a trophy. I don't know if it's gonna play. Not streaming for whatever reason. There it goes. I thought this was actually like one of the cooler NFTs I've ever seen. Of very few are cool, but this one was pretty awesome.
That is pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
That or
Yeah.
a pesky
It's
penguin.
like this is.
I mean, ask yourself a question. Ask yourself that question.
Newt or this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked the vibe of this. And so anyway, that's we're sort of kind of looking for like, oh, maybe there is something here that can be worth.
Yeah.
It feels like a collectible. It feels
That's pretty cool.
Premium.
I like
really
NFTs. Yeah, I like NFTs with like the slow motion animation, right? Because you don't want it too fast, it'll be jarring or whatever.
Yeah.
And like this one's got a cool reflection, good lighting and stuff. Because I kind of see these, right? Like obviously with the one like you guys did, it would more go in like an NFT picture frame. You know what I mean? On someone's wall, connected to a wallet that way. Whereas maybe in the future you could even do like actual trophies themselves, right? Because they have like those boxes that came out at the CES show last year, where it's like an AR box, and like it basically just projects like a hologram thing of whatever the NFT is. So, I mean, shit, we could have something like that. It's like
physical.
Yeah.
Or what's the word
physical?
That makes me want to punch people when they say it? Fidgetal.
Oh god, fidgetal. Yeah.
Oh man, I've never heard that. Yeah,
fidgetal?
No,
oh man, you were like not in the.
Well, that's how you get. That's how you get people hooked, though.
I really took my finger off the pulse of NFTs. Is the truth.
You don't know about fidgetal, bro.
I don't know about fidgetal. Yeah.
He's waiting for fibgetal. I don't know how to
fidgetal.
Yeah, I don't know how to rip that, but yeah,
it's not working that well. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I do my best.
Congrats to Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis for another W, man. Just
looking forward to getting him his trophy once we finalize it. And Brian had to like run out of town real quick. We were pretty close, but I wanted to get a nice screenshot of it, not just the video too.
Speaking of screenshots, real quick, I don't want to hold you guys too long. You guys have lives, unlike me. But
not really.
Yeah, no
life. I have kids, but not really a life.
Well, yeah,
I have a dog.
People like
back there.
People like to tell me that changes things.
Yeah, it does.
Where can I bring it up here? You posted that video, wasn't that in minor announcements, or am I bugging?
Which one?
With the filters, you said you were messing with the filters on the.
Oh.
Wasn't that minor announcements? I could have sworn I had it pulled up here earlier.
I was code raging last night. I'm trying to remember where I put that. I feel like it was
you did a lot of little stuff last night.
Yeah, I've been pushing a lot of like little things.
Well, I was gonna pull it up in the Discord announcements, but anyway, it was cool. Because any idea when we might see that pushed live? We'll be able to kind of sort out those whiskers.
Yeah, it should be. Well, it was going to be today. It's in stage. It's in testing. But our QA guy Mike, he's having like to deal with this poor guy. He's like had to drive down to South Florida. He's like helping his mom out and all this stuff. So I wanted to give him a look at it in the morning. So we'll probably roll out tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning. Along with there's quite a few other like little small things I've been kind of cranking in there. I'm trying to see. There was like some other like little. I need to remember the look, but
yeah, you've been killing it, man. You ChatGPT.
I know it's been really helpful. That's for sure.
The Gap Boys, MJ. I mean, everything in conjunction. It's the beautiful, beautiful time to be in photo finish.
Yeah, but that one was a painful one to get all that filtering in. That one took a lot longer than I thought. But
I bet.
Now the race schedule has been sort of also primo number one, but the other one I was trying to get out real quick was the ability to update a horse's price on the market without having to remove them and put them back out. So hopefully that'll go out too tomorrow morning.
Oh, speaking of which, let me check for any good deals real quick.
I thought you did. No, that was just study. Was that just study?
I did a stud. Yeah, I hadn't done it on Marketplace, and then there's a whole bunch of other. See that screen too, like that one. What I've been doing, Mo, which is I was mentioning in Discord, I've been finding all these branches with stuff that's done that like just didn't get merged in, and it's just been like a fault of me to like finalize it and push it through the pipe. And so there's a bunch of other stuff like that recent sales screen we like totally rescanned. It's got a bunch of extra cool looks on it and info and
really?
Even stats is another one that was like right now you can only search for horses that are racing. You can't look at retired ones. I think we got that fixed. There's just a bunch of like little stuff that I got to get out. So that might come out tomorrow too, but it might be like early next week if not. But,
Cool.
yeah,
I
it's
just been
coming
kind of
along.
looking. I
Sakes
think
just
everything's been moving
described that.
along. I mean, we got horses being sold on a daily basis. I mean, yesterday was a good day. I mean, the day before that was a good day. Day before that. I mean, horses are moving. People are coming in. I'm seeing new names. I'm seeing some old names. Flipping some horses, getting out of some certain archetypes, getting into new ones. I'm really trying to focus. It's again, I say it every week. It's my own fault. I see a lot of people just kind of like giving up on horses, and I go back and look at it. I'm like, oh man, why are you joining A restricted races with like A minuses and B pluses? Like, just don't even ever think about it, man. Like handicaps, you know what I'm saying? Handicaps, you can put it, the B's and certain B's and B pluses, handicaps,
Claimers.
right? Well, claimers, yes, but I'm just saying we can, it can't all be claimers. I mean, again, real life in America, 70-30, but I think for my sweet spot would be like 50-50 maybe on photo finish, especially now.
I mean, claimers
early
to
on.
start, they create. That's saying nothing of starters. It's like that's like a whole. There's so many allowance conditions that can spark from claimers that can.
Oh, for sure.
Make that a pretty interesting whole
and the
way to play
claimer.
the game. Yep, the optional claimer, all of it. Yeah. We have the optional claimer in the game.
Yeah, I know we just don't show it. But Mo, did I tell you about Looks Rare who got hurt? Did I mention that to you?
Oh, I'd seen it on Twitter, or maybe it was the Discord Jockey Club. Yeah. Any updates on that?
Yeah, his last race was the optional claimer, and I was like, oh, this is, we're going to get into. We were actually eyeing a 100K purse race opening day at Del Mar that looked like he had a pretty decent shot at, and then he freaking gets hurt. I think he's probably out for the year. Maybe first part of next year, and I still haven't heard like what the cost is going to be. It's a surgery, to fix his ankle or whatever the hell it is. And I'm just like, oh my Lord, So hopefully horse surgeries are very cheap.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they are. I'm sure the ROI on your horse the outlook is looking fantastic. And
well, I do wish you the best on pricing on that. And if anything, just keep that in mind when the surgery fees kick in for photo finish. Just be like,
hey, it's bad news for you guys, dude, because it's happened to me, and now I'm going to make you feel the same pain.
Whoa. All right, well,
it's real.
Okay.
As real as it gets, dude.
As real as it gets.
As real as it gets, yes.
We ask,
real vengeful practice.
It's a bummer because I'm obviously in the real life too, and what do you do other than pay for it? There's really like not much of a way out when you're stuck with a big bill like that. It's not. Whereas in the game you could just sell them, but like no one's gonna buy them from me. It's such a weird.
Yeah, it's
it's rough.
I mean, I think for you guys, obviously you guys can't give us too much insight and peek behind the curtain. And I wish, because I mess with Fib. I'm like, hey, speaking of the devil, I realized he got kicked. Welcome back, Fib. I joke around. I think it was the last show, even might have been before the show. I'm like, I would love to get the new guys on. You know what I'm saying? Get them, meet. I'd like to meet the community at least once. You know what I'm saying? But I do understand that if we bring them on and I ask the wrong questions or we start kind of peeling back the wrong part of the curtain, we don't really want that either. So, that's why I'm always like, man, it'd be cool to meet these guys. And it's like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't.
No, it's I mean, all of them are fine to me. I mean, obviously, even with Fib, it's like, it takes a like set of media training and time and commitment to like make sure that you don't, put your foot in your mouth. And we've all done it. I mean, I've done it a ton. Fib's done it. It's just, so it's really like when somebody just starts, the last thing I want to do is put them in like a hostile environment that is ripe for mistakes.
You call me hostile?
You're not.
I was like, man, I'm just kidding. Whew.
No, the community's questions are very like they're not hostile. It's just hard. It's a lot to know, and if you don't know it, you might stumble and say something. It's just like you need time to. I would never give anyone media. That level of scrutiny when they first start.
Yeah.
No, I would want to do it more
I think John could do pretty good, but like devs and stuff too are also, I've noticed they're just like hyper intelligent, like robot humans a lot of the time. And it's like, you ask them questions, they'll just answer you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you got.
I
Like,
know,
you got,
and I'm
you
over
got-
there like, no.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and that's what it is, because I mean, I do have some programming background, some 3D modeling, so there are some cases where I might inadvertently act something where it's like oof, and go down a weird rabbit hole. But you did kind of mention being forthcoming, answering questions. I'm gonna throw a curveball here. I don't normally do this, so feel free just to tell me to go to hell.
I'm good at that.
The first,
Ian will answer you, and not. He'll answer.
Yeah.
You'll feel like he answered your question, dude. You don't even have to
So-
give him that qualification.
the first month, right? I understand we had to get the breeding in line. We had to get all of our ducks in a row, right? And I'm totally cool with it. And we went 5 weeks, right?
Yep.
Is there potentially a world where the next season rolls around and 1 week just happens to fall off the schedule to make up for it? Is that a world that we could potentially live in?
I doubt it. No. Yeah, I mean that was really a one-off. It was kind of a pain to do.
Yeah.
A lot of that too was the balancing of getting the Derby on the first Saturday in July. It was just like a lot of
Right.
like juggling to get this stuff to happen that I really don't want to do. Touching all that takes time away. I mean, when you look at this too, it's like people in the Discord are like, wow, I'm seeing all these features come out quickly. It's like, this is what happens when the game is running. When it's not running and we're like firefighting, oh God, we just got to change all the races to be, a week from now. We got to add a new set of races. We got to move the crown balance. You got to retest it. That's why you end up with like, and the community's like, what's going on? Nothing's happening. And it's like, we're over here dying, but none of it's visible. It's like fixing your roof or your foundation,
No, I get it.
So I don't think there's any plan. Like now, what I do think will be some amount of thrash in the future is the Kentucky Derby. They are amazing, but it's a big brand, and so when I'm saying like, hey, the next one is some certain date, they often want it to be on the first Saturday in each month because that's their brand. And it just doesn't, it does not work, right? It does not align there because of our 4-week season. If we had changed the seasons to always be the first Saturdays of every month, from the beginning, then maybe, but it's just like none of that math works. So that's one area that like, maybe there's some thrash or like, oh geez, we're going to skip one or we're going to do two or we're going to do one. I don't know, we're going to move it. I don't know, because I'm trying to obviously tell them like, this is the design and, it's okay. As long as we do what we're doing right now, our 150th Derby will line up with the 150th, all that stuff will work out. And when you do the math out. So, but yeah, there's still some of that. And, just anytime you're working with a partner, there's going to be like stuff that's, a little bit fluid.
But I mean, we've talked about this. I mean, obviously everything that goes on with the Derby, Churchill Downs. I mean, we're talking cream of the crop. We're not talking, Delta Downs. So, everything's got to be, professional. Hey, I'm just saying, where's my little crap track, right? No, but Scuba Steve actually had a good question over on Twitch. People still watch me on Twitch? Jeez. He wanted to know if there's any updates maybe about the staking, because we got the Cardinal. I wanted to actually touch on that earlier. I forgot, because they're going to be closing down. You guys got your own internal thing coming. Any other quick updates? I don't want to keep you guys all night, but any updates?
No, yeah, I can just real quick. I mean, other than what I posted the other day, I mean, basically like by the 31st, we will have our solutions set up, and then basically, you'll want to pull off of Cardinal between the 31st and then August 10th. So, earn as much crown as you can right now through Cardinal if you want. If you want to pull it off now because you don't want to deal with that, that's also fine. I mean, it's not that much difference here. But of course, if you're trying to maximize, keep it there till the 31st. And then basically it will stop. It will totally halt. All staking will freeze on the 31st. And then you'll have 10 days to come over back into photo finish before we start the clock back again. And the process is super simple. It's exactly the same. You unstake from Cardinal. That'll bring all your stuff with you. And then when you come back over to photo finish, it's the same. You connect wallet. You go to the PFP's page. The UI is almost exactly the same. You click select all and you hit stake. The biggest difference is that it's way faster. The crown rewards actually make sense. All the claiming is much easier. You don't have to do any extra crypto transactions either after the staking. They're just in there.
Oh yeah, because it's gonna go right to our photo finish account. Yeah.
Exactly. If you want to take it out, it's just like when you earn race. It's the same thing. It goes right in. It's custodial until you want to exit it. So it's a much easier, faster. I mean, believe me, like I have had to deal with so many technical issues with that site, and I'm so much.
Oh my God.
I
Yeah.
never am happy about like a OG player in the industry going down, but like at the same time, we were already working on it, and because I really was just like, we need to control this part of the ecosystem, and I was really scared of like the community out, lashing back of like, what the hell, you're going to make me unstake? What a huge pain. And so for it to go down, it was just like, okay, there's some serendipity, a little bit of like, thank God we were working on it already. Number one, we'd already gotten it like pretty much ready to go. And then number two, like it's just better for the game. It's better for the ecosystem and the users now. Like you understand, you don't have to like be mad at me. You get to be mad at them that you have to go through it. But I mean, most people, like especially people that use Ledger, like, oh God, you had to approve every single transaction,
Yeah.
one by
Absolutely
one by one.
miserable. Yeah.
Like I had custom scripts I had helped write for like Big Brain, the guys that have 500 PFPs, or it's like I would try to help them do that and they would barely work, and it was just such a huge nightmare. So yeah, the question there is they're bulk staking. Yeah. Select all,
perfect.
send in, forget, and it's just like you don't have to do any of the crazy stuff. But the UI and the UX is basically exactly the same. There's a grid on the left, a grid on the right, moving from the left to the right, but it just works a lot better. It's a lot easier. So anyway, yeah, that's the plan. But we'll have like videos of how to do it. We'll put banners up on the site. We're gonna try and make sure everybody knows to do it, because it's a bummer. Like of course, if someone's not necessarily paying a lot of attention, they are going to get like they're just going to lose if they staked back in March and they just sort of thought, okay, cool, I'll check in on this in a year. They're gonna miss out. So we do want to migrate everyone over. It's better for us as well. Get people onto the site every month, checking out their crown and throwing in some wagers, doing whatever. So
yep, more people on the site, the better. And obviously that on top of the obviously the new stats page, updates and filters coming to the whiskers and the other pages too. So
it's getting better.
Tons of cool stuff, man. Yeah, getting better and better every day. And I'm already having the ride of my life. So, I got nothing to complain about. Now, if I could just figure out a way... Got that, nice. If I could just figure out a way to fast forward time until like the end of next month, when these damn foals get on the track, because this is torture, man. This is nuts. Well, but anyway, that's a me problem. That's not a you problem.
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick one. When Mortal Kombat 2 came out, right? Because I used to play that shit in the arcade all the time. And then they announced it for console, and they took it out of my arcade. So it was the countdown from like the beginning of the summer till the first day of school when Mortal Kombat 2 came out for console, or second day of school. And man, that was like the longest summer ever. I never kept track of time, but man, I felt like I was in some weird space-time continuum, just moving in slow motion the entire summer. And normally summer blows by, but I feel like this is gonna have that same feeling. So I'm actually gonna get a job. Like I'm actually excited to get a job so I can leave the house and go like do something to kill time. But
there you go.
Endless summer.
Yeah.
Endless summer.
But
yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, Mo.
Yeah, do appreciate you hopping on. Anything final words? We good?
I'm all good.
All right. What about
Discord?
You, Fib? Yep. Find us in Discord. Fib, anything for us? No, we're good.
Yeah, hit me with questions. Like, if you guys have specific questions about the claimers or the general schedule, like, please go give those a look if you're in the PFJC. They're like, at a baseline, the schedule is going to improve a lot, and it's coming soon. So look forward to that. Beefing out the rest of the season, having the schedule prime and races ready to run for all those new foals and all that stuff. It's all coming. It's exciting.
Hell yeah!
To finally kind of get there, and then like Ian was saying, it's exciting to think about what can come next and how we can make it even more interesting, make races like even cooler to have to consider, more strategic, more exciting, more prescient. I like the idea. I really like the idea Ian and I discussed the other day of like, some big arguments happening in Discord, and it's like, well, you guys want to duel this out on the track or what? Like if we could do stuff like that, maybe, just all sorts of options are available to us. So anyway,
yeah,
onward, upward.
Yep. In the words of the Carpenters, we've only just begun.
Yeah.
Right. So
just begun.
That's right. To live. But yeah, man. Honestly, dude, Real talk. Appreciate all the hard work you do with the schedule, with the claimers. You also put up with me yelling at you a few times a week.
Hey,
That
man.
entry fee, so I appreciate that. As always, I know the community does too, so keep up the great work, man. And we will see you back here next week.
Yeah, catch you next time.
All right, brother. Have a good night, man.
See ya.
Chat, that's it. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for the sub, Sakers. And I think we had some other stuff come in, but thank you so much. I'm out of here. I'll be back. Maybe tomorrow we'll stream. Maybe not, but we'll catch you guys on the flip. Mono's out.